لا إله إلا الله لا إله.
Get guided with Guide Us TV.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
Guide Us TV, first Islam channel in U.S.
Thanks to all of you for watching, sharing, and spending your time with us on Guide Us TV. And remember, tell everyone, stay guided.
And we come to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. Tonight and tomorrow night, we've got our doctors with us. And if you've got questions, they've got the answers. Not me, them. We have all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, we have Dr. Sultan with us. And we also, all the way from Florida, Tampa, Florida, we have Dr. Adel. And we're going to start the program up right after this. We're going to show you a little way that you can be Dawah partners with us. And then we're going to start our program. All right? Ready? Get set? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. All right, now we are back. And to start off the whole program tonight, I received something in my email, and I was looking over it, and I was shocked this morning because it looks like that we're kind of stuck with this pandemic for a little while longer than I had hoped for. I wanted it to be over yesterday. But anyway, I saw something, and I'll let the Dr. Adel kick it off, and then I've got a big question for him right away. Dr. Adel, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wanted to make sure that I have everybody have the strict mask, wearing wherever you go in the public, wherever you go to closed spaces, wherever you come in contacts, because we're certainly not going through the Delta pandemic, but there will also be potential for other variants down the road. We know that
wait, hold up, time out. I didn't realize this. You're saying that not only we're not done with the Delta, but there could be possibilities of more?
Yes, and I'll give you the updates on that shortly. I just wanted to give a first lay of the land. FDA approved Pfizer officially now vaccine as the safe and effective vaccine. The efficacy of Pfizer vaccine have dropped from the 92% or so down to 66 with the Delta virus variant of coronavirus. So still effective, but not as effective as before. We know now there may be catching up phenomena with other variants maybe coming down the road. And I have a statement from actually the CEO of Pfizer saying that if it does, then the Pfizer will probably try to get a vaccine within 95 days. This is specifically from Mr. Alberto, who is the CEO of Pfizer. And it's very important now, no matter how you cut it, there's going to be mandates now. There's going to be a third dose of the approved Pfizer vaccine or Moderna that initially was only approved for immunocompromised, but now it's going to be for everybody starting in a couple of weeks' time in September. Not only that, but it also going to be, initially was 8 months out after the last second dose. Remember, the first vaccination, everybody's fully vaccinated within, 2 doses, 4 weeks apart. Now, initially, the thinking was we're going to have a third dose in the arm 8 months out after the second dose was given. But now they're going to shorten it to 6 months. We know that the vaccine is good in terms of offering protection, but it is not 100% proof, and it does not prevent infection. So people can get infected even after getting vaccinated, but that depends on a lot of factors, most important of which is the immune system, how strong immune system. So no matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, it always comes back to one thing: how strong the immune system is. If it's strong, it'll hold and it'll be fine. If it is weak, then no matter how it is, you can give boosters here and there. But if it's weak or being suppressed by whatever it is, if it's a cancer medicine, if it's other infectious agents and so on, or diabetes, or now we know that obesity, for instance, are among the risk factors of being an African American and so on. So all these are potential risk factors that we try to modify and strengthen the main immune system so it can basically withstand and can resist, and it can fight any coronavirus or its variants, no matter what it is. I hope that picture, no matter how you cut it, will go back to the how strong and how intact your immune system is.
Well, I do have a question for you, especially with what you sent me. I started looking at some of these graphs, and in California, I was looking at this, and it scared me because I was seeing that, for instance, San Bernardino is where my grandchildren live, and in that area, now that's a big county, but in that area, they had the last day of the 2-week test that they took, or a sample, and it averaged out 857 cases, new cases per day, and that was just about a week and a half ago. And then the last day, it was over 1,200 cases. So it had been going up, steady up, 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 up. It started out in the 600s and this is only in a 2-week period. So I'm wondering, is this something that, are we looking at this? I mean, seriously, Doctor?
There's a search all over the nation. There is reach capacity in many states, including also here in Florida. All the ICU, all the ER, their patients are being triaged in the hallway, and they have to have the mask on because there's no place to take care of those patients. It is what it is, unfortunately. And this is not the season because we're expecting the surge, and usually in the winter. So if it happens now in the summer, that is kind of a concerning indicator. And in the middle of all this, guys, hey, do forget about the regular flu shot. I just took it yesterday. There's because everybody now is all
Whoa,
tuned.
wait. Whoa. You said regular flu. I don't know why I thought this. I figured, hey, if it can stop the corona, it could stop anything. But I guess that's not the case.
Everybody's been so preoccupied by corona, they forgot the regular flu. The regular flu shot. Well, they start giving. So
then, I mean, like one shot, then they like cover everything. No.
Every year, depending on the variants, because it keeps alternating and changing and so on. So they produce the influenza shot based on the most prevalent variants for that season. And so that's it's just ironic that people forgot about a regular flu because now all the talk now is about COVID and then the repeated COVID-related vaccinations.
Okay, but I'm still stuck on this one question. Are you saying that I still need to get a flu shot? I thought this would work.
This is separate, and it can give additional protection. Certainly against the regular flu, but COVID is a different animal altogether. So that's why each one is, I think, has to be addressed by its own specific vaccine. And maybe Dr. Sultan can also comment on that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring Dr. Sultan in here. Dr. Sultan is coming to us all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. I visited him while we were on our tour, and let's bring him out. Assalamu alaikum, Doctor.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah.
This will be an ideal situation where we get one shot and protects against each and every disease. We have not accomplished that as yet.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Well, everything starts with an idea. So this idea was transformed into having multiple vaccines into one shot. Like, for example, MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, is in one shot. Or DPT or DTaP, what they call diphtheria, pertussis, the whooping cough, and tetanus in one shot. And this is why when you start the vaccination in pediatric age, you give several shots at the same time to boost up the immunity, because you do not know when this child may be exposed to something. So that's why the multi-vaccine has been in practice for a long period of time, but we have not come up with one vaccine which will cover everything. So maybe somebody to work on it in future, but since there are different immune mechanisms involved in various vaccines, I don't think that we always will have a universal vaccine, which will be a utopia world in which we will have vaccine which will cover everything. So right now we have to live with what we got, and it is better than if we didn't have any of those. This is, unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation and propaganda against vaccination. I'm a pediatrician by training. Then I went to environmental allergy. And when I used to do 100% pediatrics, I used to see children with Haemophilus infection, which may lead to meningitis, or I have seen cases of tetanus in Pakistan. I have seen whooping cough cases in Pakistan and also in here. But with all this vaccination, practically all those things have disappeared. Now, another very critical vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine, which can give you such an acute infection that within hours a person can die. So all those things we are protected against from those vaccinations. So I want to differentiate between myth and the reality. And you cannot.
Now, this is a good chance for us to bring up something about Islam right in the middle of our program, because doing some looking while you're talking, I'm looking on the internet, you know, and I found this, and I think that, let me show you. It says Vaccination Misinformation Guide, Field Guide. And what they are saying is that all you have to do is use the same formula that we use in Islam. Number one, check the source. Number two, check how it makes you feel, and check the context. So in other words, we check the source, and then when we consider the source, that seems reliable, but how does that make me feel? Okay, because the source first and then me second, I'm going to look at it and I say, I don't understand. I need to go back and ask some more questions or whatever, and then check the context. So is it absolutely this or that, or are there some, variances here? So yeah, I think that gave us a good chance for people to. I really want us to get away from what we're saying, the fake take, because there are a lot of mistakes out there when people start getting into this idea of go viral with a fake expert, And the misinformation about the COVID-19 really is spreading too much, way too much, more so than it did about our former president, And it's going, now it says that unless we together work on this to explain quietly, calmly to folks, and that's what we're doing in this first 2 days of every week when people get off their weekend, and get back to work. So these 2 nights are very important, and I hope that you guys who are watching this right now, I hope you'll share this, because you never know, somebody might come to Islam from trying to learn about the virus or the vaccines or about medical needs in general. So guys, please share this. And by the way, it is a free call. We are paying for the call. We're paying for all that. You don't have to worry about anything. Call in right now and ask the doctors a question. We are live right now. Today is August the 30th, and it's 6:18 right here in California right now. So that means it's 6:18 in New York. No, it's 9:18 in New York and in Florida. All right.
Yes.
So, Dr. Sultan, I would like for you to pick up where you left off, if you don't mind.
Yes. So basically, we two physicians, Dr. Adil and I, you just consider them as doctor in the house. Ask us questions. These are free. We don't charge anything, and we try to give the best possible information and best possible explanation of whatever issues and problems you have. We know that last week we were talking about that how many people are really sick in this world. We came to conclusion that the studies show that 96% of people are sick one problem or the other. The second thing is that many of these people are on various drugs, blood pressure medications, sinus medications, arthritis medication, cholesterol-lowering medications, aspirin for cardiovascular disease, and on and on. So we like to provide this forum for people to call in and ask us about the basic understanding of underlying causes for the illness. Our strength in this program is teaching people the underlying causes of chronic illness instead of trying to push medications. So therefore, I asked you guys to please give us a call and ask us whatever question on your mind, that how can I improve my headaches, how can I improve my stamina or severe fatigue, or how can I improve my blood pressure, and so on and so forth. So we will, that's the whole purpose of we coming for 2 hours a week to physicians to give you the answers. And we are always looking forward to whatever question you have. We will try to answer it happily and to the best of our capabilities. All right. Okay, so that much promo. Now, coming back to the vaccine. Yes, as I said, that practically all vaccinations we have, they have a massive public health impact of overall improving the illness. For example, one of my great friends, Dr. William Ray, who's in the field of environmental medicine, #1 guy, he died 2-3 years ago. As a young kid, he developed polio, and it left his side weak. Now look here, in my practice, or since I became a medical physician, I have never seen a case of polio in my practice. And before, it used to be all common all over. I know that I had some medical students, like not my class fellows, but in my college, who are victim of polio. Now, where do you see polio? Where do you see the whooping cough now? Practically now and then here flare up, there show up. Other than that, smallpox has been eradicated. See how many benefits that the vaccination have. So therefore, I want you to have responsible information, information that can be trusted, so that you can make informed decisions. As Sheikh said, that you got to see what the source of the information is, and then judge yourself what is right for you and what is not right for you. This is one of my great teachings to my patients. Is I always tell them, hey, look here. Ideas are the most important thing in life. Nothing can happen without ideas. We have good ideas and bad ideas in the market. So you can see that for the last several years, on a political background, how many good and bad ideas have been. And similarly, even in the medical field, which is supposed to be a very honest and straightforward field, how many different opposing opinions we have. Some make sense and some do not make sense. So this is what I teach my patients. Ideas are the most important thing. Now, to differentiate between good and weird ideas, because all of them are in the market, that is what differentiates man from the pig, because pig has all the organs the man has. So therefore, please take the medical information with a grain of salt, analyze it, and do the best you can do, and make that decision. If your decision comes out to be, no, I do not want vaccination, hey, I honestly believe that's your choice. You want to have it, that's your choice. But if you come to the conclusion that yes, is it useful, you have it. Now, I can tell you from my point of view, because my field is environmental allergy, my wife's field is infectious disease, and she knows more about COVID than I do. She got the vaccination. I got the vaccination. All my 3 kids got the vaccination. All my grandchildren got the vaccination, those tiny ones, 7 years old and 3 years old. They have not gotten the vaccination, but all in those ages have gotten the vaccination. right now, I can tell you, one of my cousins is in intensive care unit, and one of my cousin and his wife, they are very ill with COVID-19. Therefore, honestly, my best advice to you is do not fool around with that. One of my patients called today with all the symptoms of COVID, and my nurse asked her that, did you take the vaccination? So, oh, hell no, I'm never going to take the vaccine. I mean, it is very unfortunate that the people have that kind of attitude. But again, it's your life. You make your decisions. We do not want to implement the decisions all over on everybody, but is for the good of the whole society. It is important that you get vaccination.
Doctor, I'm 100% with you. Well, you've been talking. We've been putting up the stuff about the fake news, the fake stories that people are circulating, and I don't know if people realize this or not. But just like the people that were spreading fake news about our president, plus or minus, either way, they got in trouble. Some of them are locked up now because they had affected other people with what they were saying. So I wish that before you share anything, now maybe you don't decide to do something, but before you show anything, share anybody, to show them something that you think is appropriate. But at the same time, if it has a question mark, maybe you shouldn't share it, because if those other people get sick, you'll be responsible for that. If they're taking your advice, and you're not a doctor, okay, guys? You're not doctors. And we have 2 doctors. And by the way, I don't know if you know what it takes to become a doctor. In the United States of America, it's one of the most stringent processes. You can spend anywhere from, after you get out of high school with good grades, okay, then you can expect to spend at least 8 to 10 years studying, learning, and then being in the what's the follow-up program?
Just graduating to be a
residency, yes. And I was shocked to hear that one of our family members is going through all of this. And I was saying, well, congratulations, you're a doctor. And it's like, no, not yet. I still have to do residency. All right, after a couple of years, I go, hey, doctor, not yet. I still have more residency. I said, what happened?
Or fellowship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's, you have to pay your dues. And now, suppose somebody is a doctor in, let's say, Pakistan or in Mexico or Canada, and they come to the United States. Do they just flash out their card, doctor? No, seriously, tell us what Dr. Sultan, when you came into this country, you were already a doctor, right?
Yes, exactly right.
And all you had to do is just show your credentials, you show your diploma, and you just walk right in and start, right?
No. That just allowed me to cross the American border. It was just that good.
Okay, but what did happen when you came from Pakistan to the United States? You wanted to still be a doctor, so...
But doctor with no license. In order to get license, you have to have at least 1 year of training, and then pass the written and oral examination. And after that, you have to have residency program in order to call you a specialist in pediatrics or internal medicine or whatever.
Okay, so even if you were already a pediatrician in Pakistan, then you still got to do resident, and you've already done residency there, but now you have to do it here, huh?
You're 100% right. No matter how much training you had, it not only in Pakistan, UK, or any other country, United States, as a general rule, does not recognize those trainings. So therefore, you have to start your training from the very beginning. There are a few exceptions in which they may give you 1 or 2 years of credit, something like that. But as a general rule, everyone starts on the bottom floor and then goes up.
Okay, well, it looks like we got to take a break here, guys. So everybody just hold on real tight, because we're going to be doing this real fast. And we're going to shoot up this real quick, and then we're going to be right back with you guys. So everybody stay tuned, stay guided.
With Guidance TV.
Yeah.
Guidance TV, first Islam channel in U.S.
Thanks to all of you for watching, sharing, and spending your time with us on Guidance TV. And remember, tell everyone, stay guided with Guidance TV.
And we are back. I told you it's going to be quick. It was really fast. All right. Now, I wanted to shift gears here a little bit. I want to talk to Dr. Adil about what happened when he came over here. Dr. Adil, did you go through some kind of a problem like, I don't know.
Well, it's been a long, grueling years. I told my kids, that's a long haul. It was after 8 years of going to pre-med and medical school and mandatory internship. I had to do first like 2 sets of additional internship and a 2 years residency, and then 1 year of research on cardiology and 3 years additional clinical cardiology. And
okay, so wait a minute.
That's not 8 years, like I said. It's 18 years.
18 years of studying and learning and sharing and
actually started, and then here's you go, and then you start your own practice. So it's not like you get off the plane and you start. So that was you
don't just bring a stethoscope and a hacksaw and walk into the joint.
It's like a toolbox, and no, it doesn't work like that. I wanted to mention a couple of important things that everybody know, because this has had a global health impact. This is a landmark study that shows simple swap the salt on the table with a salt substitute. That will lead to prevention of millions of deaths, heart attacks, strokes globally. Just
wait a minute. Now,
change the salt on the table that you use now. It's called sodium chloride. That's the salt shaker that you use on the table to put the food and so on. If we can change that into the salt substitute, which is different material altogether, rather than sodium chloride, it'll be potassium chloride. What is this simple change in the salt have led to significant reduction in the heart attacks and strokes, and this have been so robust data in this study that was mentioned in one of the.
Now, is that for the heart?
It's for the heart and for the strokes for the brain, and death, which comes as a complication from the heart. So if we can take care of the blood pressure, heart disease, and also ultimately prevent premature death by simply switching the salt from what it is now, the sodium chloride, into potassium chloride, the salt substitute. That have a huge beneficial effect and prevention of major heart attacks, strokes, and premature death. And it has a global impact that we now should really consider that in changing in the diet that we all been talking about. You are what you eat, and start thinking about implementing this. This was mentioned in a very prestigious journal. It's called the New England Journal of Medicine, one of number one, probably most prestigious medical journal in the world. And now we have to think about salt manufacturers and retailers worldwide should consider switching to reduce this salt substitute. And the government worldwide should also think about policies to promote salt substitute instead of the regular salt.
For folks that are English second language, and also for people like me that have an attention deficit here, just like sum it up. No salt. Use the salt substitute. I love salt. I put salt on everything. But you're saying no?
Change it into salt substitute. That's all. Now you're allowed 1.5 grams a day. That's what you're allowed to prevent. If you take excess, that will, more than that, will lead to elevation of blood pressure, heart disease, and so on. So what we're saying is that maybe we should use salt substitute instead of regular salt. That will have a favorable impact on the blood pressure control, on the stroke rate risk, on the heart attack, and reduction of premature death. And this could have a global health impact, favorable to those who will be switching from the regular salt into the salt substitute. That's very, very important. News and research that people start thinking, especially those people who have bad blood pressure. I've seen patients in the hospital, in the office. I mean, I put them on 2 blood pressure medicine, 3 blood pressure medicine, 4 blood pressure medicine, and still not controlled because they put tons of salt on their diet. So and other things like alcohol excess and so on and so forth. So now most of those people have bad things happening, like premature heart attacks, strokes, and so on, because of this uncontrolled hypertension. So we need to work on that, and at a very simple intervention. If somebody said, "Doc, I cannot exercise because I have arthritis or whatever," "Doc, I have a hard time, controlling my diet because I keep eating, too much." But if we just cut the salt, and swap it into the salt substitute, that have a very good beneficial effect on the reduction of both bad high blood pressure, heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, and premature death. That's number one issue. Number two issue, that came in a study today, common pesticide, and you could put the pictures up on that, as I mentioned this. It may be a contributor to global obesity crisis. So researchers have said
it's what? Pesticide is what?
May contribute to global obesity crisis.
Obesity.
And I'll tell you, obesity, increased weight. And the reason for that is that this particular pesticide, that it's banned, by the way, on the use of food in Canada. It's called CLOR, P for Peter, YRIFOS, chlorpyrifos.
Chlorpyrifos.
Yes, chlorpyrifos. That is been banned, actually, to be used on food in Canada. But there's a lot of people are using sprayed on fruits and vegetables, and in so many parts of the world, and it shows that it does slow burning of calories, and it leads to deposition of brown adipose tissues, and this leads to a diet induced thermogenesis, which cause the body to store extra fat and lead to obesity. And obesity, of course, now.
Again, for slow people like me, I want to ask the question: these guys that are spraying the orchards and the fruit farms and all of the rest of it with all of the stuff that they're doing, then you're saying that that's really bad for us.
Chlorpyrifos. And the reason, that I was mentioning, that when they sprayed on fruits and vegetables, that will lead to slowing of the, burning of the calories, then leads to increased fat and increased, obesity. And it's been banned in Canada because of these, side effects and being a hazard to public health. So it's very important, to check out as far as if this fruits and vegetables have been brought by places that have this specific pesticide been used, and if it is so, then make sure that at least to avoid it, or make sure you have thorough washing of those fruits and vegetables before consumption.
Okay.
A lot of people
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about washing the fruit. Is it really just like rinse it off, or do you have to get out there and scrub it? One of my daughters likes to take the fruit and rub it with like a sponge or something like that and clean it all up. And I said, well, you take it in the bathroom and throw it in the tub if you're going to do that, and give it a full bath.
There are people who do scrub actually like potatoes and some if it's doable mechanically, and some of them are just let it soak, in water and have it that way. But you have to wash it thoroughly by good irrigation to get rid of this pesticide as much as you can. That's the whole idea. That now that we know that it delays the metabolism of the red, of the adipose tissues, and this, brown red fat cells that keeps accumulating in the body and can lead to, obesity. Obesity leads to heart disease and heart attacks and obstructive sleep apnea, arthritis, diabetes. Like 90% of the chronic diseases and the pain is related to obesity. So if we just a simple intervention, if we can find out if there is come from a place where this pesticide been applied or not, if that's not doable, then presume that you take all precautions to thoroughly wash it so that you get rid as much as pesticide as possible, and then you can do the search to find out where fruits and vegetables can come in a more safer place where they do not apply this kind of pesticide, chlorpyrifos.
All right.
Yeah, just, I'm going to make some comments on that. So although we've been always talking about healthy diet, but so far we have been talking about just low level of healthy diet, means you don't have added preservative, all that stuff. But now we are coming a little bit higher level, and that level is to learn to have the importance of organic foods, food that are grown without the use of pesticides. We call them organic foods. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're worth everything, because these pesticides are not only associated with obesity, but practically every chronic illness, including cardiovascular disease, and depression, even cancer, because now the American Cancer Association recognizes that 50% of our cancer sources the food. The food itself is not bad, but it is the pesticides they use in that are bad. Another simple thing, besides scrubbing fruits, you can do is take this house cleaning Clorox liquid, a very small amount, diluted quite a bit, and wash the exterior of the fruits with that. That neutralizes a lot of pesticides in the food, which is the external part. The second part of the thing is, if you're eating fruits, it is a good idea to take the peel off and then eat the meat of the, like for example, peaches or plums and so on and so forth, because a lot of these pesticides, they get accumulated in the outer skin. Same way when you're eating potatoes, you should peel the skin instead of eating with the skin. Some people love to eat with the skin because it gives it special taste.
No sound.
So, so that is that's one thing. The second thing Dr. Adil was talking about was salt substitutes as no salt. Now, basically, he mentioned that, but I just want to emphasize that table salt chemically is called sodium chloride, and no salt or salt substitute is called potassium chloride, because both of them chloride in it. They taste like salt, but they are not 100% identical. But they have benefits. So having potassium chloride as a substitute is excellent thing. And on Amazon, you can buy it, potassium chloride 1 pound bottle for just a fraction of a cost. So that is a good.
You're saying potassium chloride is better?
Yeah, that's what Dr. Adil was talking about. No salt. Well, I mean, no salt is not like no sugar. When there's a regular sugar, and then sugar substitutes, it's not that that's all full of chemical and crap. So that's not what we are talking about. No salt is just a salt substitute. It tastes like salt, but instead of chemical formula being sodium chloride, it is potassium chloride.
Okay,
So
we have an image. We have an image. I want to show it. Potassium chloride instead of sodium chloride. Is that what
There you go. If we do that simple intervention, it could be a lot of benefit in cutting down blood pressure, heart disease, strokes, and premature death globally. Same thing. Avoid the pesticide on fruits and vegetables, and go organic if you can't afford it, because I know there's a huge cost difference in when you buy organic. If not, then at least try to wash as much as you can what areas of fruits and vegetables before consumption, to wash the pesticide that could lead to obesity, like we discussed.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff learning every day about the diet and what we eat and how they impact on the health and disease prevention and so on.
When I first heard that from Dr. Well, now what happened? Here it is. Okay, well, now it's showing me in front of some kind of a skyscraper or something up here. By the way, this is green screen. Okay, don't panic. I'm not hanging out here to commit suicide or something. Yeah, I don't know what just happened over here, but we have some real serious problems with this tonight. I didn't even push any buttons. Stuff started disappearing off of here. I don't know. Anyway.
You say alhamdulillah for everything.
Alhamdulillah kulli hal.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And folks, you can, if you have any questions, health related, COVID or non-COVID, 1-800-971-4383. A few more minutes to go. 1-800-971-4383. So I hope people can learn from all these little things and they can benefit and tell others. And this is the share. There's a verse from the Quran, إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. So if somebody comes in with a rumor or some, news, and Allah's very clearly in the Quran, fasiq, someone who's not trustworthy. So فَتَبَيَّنُوا, investigate that news, verify it, check it out, verify it before, sharing it or spreading or something. And that's straight from the Quran. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ordering to do fact checking before we, share anything. So I hope that just relates to what the Sheikh Yusuf was telling earlier about, fake news and wrong data and so on. So that's every and each one of us job to do this verification process.
Well, I found a better picture. It shows me that I'm sitting here in the Yeah, I like this better. Yeah, I'm in the harem now. I don't know where this.
Remember that?
I have no idea what happened, but it's
I
good
saw
that.
skyscrapers behind you, and now it's the haram. You know what? Just keep laughing and keep enjoying, and Allah will take care of it. I tell everybody, don't, just that's the best strategy.
Yeah,
Other you,
laughter is a good medicine. There's no doubt about
yes,
that.
yes. That's why question came to my mind. Dr. Adil keeps saying, "You are what you eat." Okay, I really want to be sweet to the world. So tell me, what should I eat?
You can be sweet to the world regardless of what you eat. What you eat is your own health. That's affecting the economy, and affecting jobs, and affecting how people go to bankruptcy or not. That's just.
Oh, no, you didn't have to bring that up.
Well, it's reality is number one cause for bankruptcy.
Oh, really? What? I'm
You
serious?
can Google it. You can verify it. So if they said, oh, I really don't care. I want to smoke. I said, okay, go ahead. But, risk of cancer and heart disease and this and that will go by exponentially high. And then now they're going to put taxes on it. And I believe now because of the severe economic factor involved in people. You eat right, you are what you eat. That is a correct statement. What you put in, and the quality, and it doesn't have to be expensive, by the way. It could be low cost, high nutritious, high healthy diet. Subhanallah, in the Quran again, fumiha wa adasiha wa basaliha. Go to Egypt, you'll find what? Lentil, onion, and garlic. All this right there. This is mentioned in the Quran. It's good food, and it's and then beans, and very cheap and very healthy. So it's a factor that we could learn from the words of God, our Creator, and we could apply it to prevent sad diet and related diseases.
Exactly.
Well, I'm happy that we have these programs like this because I think it really benefits everybody. I think, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, that this is a good chance for all of us to learn and benefit from you guys. And I really do appreciate the fact that we do have people that are professionals in their work and well known in their areas. And by the way, I've figured out how to get something on here now, and we're back in our studio now, alhamdulillah. Anyway, but guys, you're watching us now live, coming to you from different places in the United States, all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast to the very center of the United States. Coincidentally, we didn't set it up that way, but alhamdulillah, Allah did. So wherever you are right now, you can pick up the phone and give us a call. We have about 6 or 7 minutes remaining in the program, long enough for you to at least get your question in, and then the doctors can even call you back and talk with you and help you, point you in the right direction. But if you don't share this, if you don't tell other people about it, then why are we doing all of this, So the doctors their time is very precious. I don't need to tell you, I don't think I need to tell you how precious time is for any of us, but how about the ones who are doctors in the middle of a pandemic? So guys, pick up the phone, show us some respect in here, and call us up and put us to work.
1-800-971-4383. Now, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show about the full approval of FDA to the Pfizer vaccine. That means we're moving towards that. That's what everybody has been analyzing. We're moving towards vaccine mandate everywhere, because if we have something that's effective, that saves lives, that's been shown to be safe, for a long time, and the large data has proven that with the mRNA vaccines. Of course, the Pfizer vaccine was the predominant and and most widely used globally, and that's where the data was driven, then that's going to give some legal background to the vaccine mandate everywhere you go. Otherwise, you're not going to join the gym. You're not going to get on the plane to airport. You're not going to get on, in supermarket to buy fruits and vegetables and so on. So it's definitely something that that has to be considered. Now that people have said this is a kind of a game changer, that the FDA approved officially the Pfizer vaccine, so there's going to be no kind of excuse for not to have the vaccine because of the hesitancy have caused emergence of different variants, including the Delta, that's causing havoc, and then there are some other potential forms that could be developed, and this have been verified by the CDC director, Dr. Walensky, that because of this, delay and the hesitancy, that may develop new versions and variants of coronavirus, and it could lead to potentially, more and more issues and challenges. So that's what I wanted to make sure that everybody is on board with now that we're approaching a second season, a second year of the coronavirus pandemic, and here in the United States. But we could really be smarter and do a lot of great things, and do all the precautions and take all the measures and put the mask on, and be careful about now it's even for children, because everybody had this I'm sure discussion whether or not it's a freedom or not. But then a judge have actually made this arguments settled, and then said yes, we have to have masks to prevent infection and to protect the community. So it is now full in effect, and I hope that we will not be distracted anymore of side discussions. We should be focused on saving lives, preventing spread of infection, and strengthening the immune system, because there is no other way that we could keep addressing a different variant of vaccine every 6 months or so.
So the bottom line is we need to get healthy and then stay healthy. Is that what we're saying? Get healthy and stay healthy. So
excellent. Nicely put.
I have to reduce everything down to something, a level that I can tolerate, not being, I'm from Texas, and we always say, you got to get the hay down where the goats can eat it. And I'm the only old goat around here, but I do want to make sure that everybody understands the idea behind the program here. So now we're getting off the air and somebody calls. All right. Well, guys, call us tomorrow. Call back tomorrow. We'll be here with the two doctors that we've got on hand right now. Let's see. I'm going to put both of them up side by side. There they are. And so, guys, tell everybody what to do. They want to know. Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate. on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.